Hello everybody, we're talking about the 5 worst places to live in Pennsylvania, and in no particular order, we'll start at number 5. We've got Reading, Pennsylvania. Now, Reading, PA is in Berks County, and the city of Reading specifically. So Reading actually encompasses a pretty big portion of Berks County, but the city of Reading specifically is what we're talking about here. Reading City does have the highest poverty rate one of the highest poverty rates in Pennsylvania. It also has one of the highest levels of state-supported systems, meaning the most people per square foot are getting some sort of help. Hey, if you need help, you're going to get it, right? So to give you some context, Reading is about halfway between Philadelphia and Hershey. Now, it's about 50, almost 60 miles outside of Center City. So it does take about an hour to get there, although there have been talks of plans for the last 20 years that they're going to be putting a train in from Reading to Philadelphia. Now, Reading is the 4th most unemployed town. But there's not all bad things going on in Reading City. They've got one of the best colleges in the city, got Albright College. You also can go from elementary school to college all on North 13th Street, South and North 13th Street. I've been told it's in the Guinness Book of World Records, but we'll have to check that source. Good things going for it. Reading City has been known or has been called or is called a little New York. So that's not a bad thing, right? We love your neighbors to our north, New York. Say that 5 times fast. There's also a lot of businesses open. There's also a thriving market in and outside of the city as well. It's a great area for housing. You get a lot better bang for your buck in Berks County versus, let's say, Delaware County, which is closer to Philadelphia. Now, the taxes are on the high side here, but hey, taxes are usually on the high side in a half-decent area. All right, next up we got Pittsburgh. Now, sorry about that, Iron City. Although he makes some delicious beer, this is one of the worst places to live in Pennsylvania, and here's why. So economically, Pittsburgh is struggling, and they have been. Now, Pittsburgh is an excellent spot if you're looking for a very diverse and a massive amount of things to do in a short amount of time. So I'm sure the city of Pittsburgh will not love it if I say it's one of the worst places to live in Pennsylvania, but it is. So the Iron City used to be a major manufacturer of steel, which not so much anymore. There are not a ton of jobs above the minimum wage that are available. It does have a high poverty rate as well. There's also a higher crime rate, but usually in cities, rates of crime are pretty high because you have a concentration of, guess what? People. I'm sure you're not going to be surprised. Where a lot of people get together, trouble may brew. A lot of great things happening in Pittsburgh, though. Excellent spots outside of the city, some great school districts out there as well. So if you work in the city or want to live and work in the city or near the city, you got a lot of choices out there as well. There's a beautiful little town called Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, about an hour outside of Pittsburgh. There's a lot of draw to Pittsburgh for manufacturing, and the city is an advocate of bringing new business into the area. So all in all, one of the worst places to live in Pennsylvania, but hey, if that's all you got, we can make the most of it for sure. All right, coming up next on the worst places to live in Pennsylvania, heading back towards Philadelphia, we've got Darby. Now, Darby Borough has seen an influx, even the last few years, of dilapidated houses being transformed into these beautiful housing of today. So southwest of Philadelphia City, got a super high crime rate here. It's almost 90% higher than when compared to the average crime rate in the rest of the state. Now, these places have made our list because of high poverty and high crime. Not to say there's nothing good going on in some of these sections of our wonderful state. Penn's Woods. Again, on our list here, the unemployment rate is extremely high. There's also a larger portion of the residents of the city on some sort of subsidy, some sort of assistance coming from the city, the government, federal, local, what have you. They are on some kind of assistance. But hey, everybody needs help sometime too, right? There's a great little park, Bertram Park in Darby. And like I said, there's a kind of a gentrification going on there, if you will. But a lot of these dilapidated places are now being rehabbed and flipped in a sense, or rehabbed and fixed, and then re-rented out. The rental market there is very competitive, and so is the housing market. Of course, there are some really bad parts of Darby, and we want to just try to avoid those. And there are some decent parts as well. All right, rounding out our list here, we're coming on number 2. We've got the city of Chester. Now, that's actually in Delaware County, not in Chester County, but nonetheless, the city of Chester. It's about 20 minutes or so south of Philadelphia, south of the city. Now, Chester is home of the Union Stadium. They got an excellent soccer team there, and Subaru has thankfully put a lot of money into it. There's also a casino in the city of Chester, which is helping it. We also have a great university and college there. If you know which college I'm talking about, why don't you put that in the comments down below? Nonetheless, these are all on the outskirts kind of Chester City, city of Chester. We've got a higher crime rate than most of the area, definitely most of that county, and comparably to Philadelphia, it's definitely on the high side of crime. There's also a lot of poverty happening in this area. To say the school system is very lowly ranked in Pennsylvania, although you got a lot of great teachers working there that do love the children, and you got a lot of great staff members of that school district. Average price point is actually right around $100,000, although you can get something in the 80s and 90s, even in the $70,000 range. As you get closer to university, it begins with a W, hint, hint. The price of housing definitely goes up. There's a lot of people that work in Center City or in the city of Philadelphia and live in Chester for a lower amount of cost of living. All right, rounding out our list. I just said rounding out, but this is the end of our list. You shut off that video. I might have a bonus for you. Wink, wink, hint, hint. We got McKeesport. So we're heading back towards Pittsburgh. In fact, 12 miles outside of the city of Pittsburgh. So this is the most affordable housing in the state, coming in at an average price point of just about $50,000. Now that's far below the national average, which is about $250,000. You've got an average income in this area right around $20,000, which is far below the poverty line. So McKeesport is considered to be part of the Pittsburgh metro area. And I'm not trying to pick on Pittsburgh, say that 5 times fast, right? But there is an extremely high crime rate compared to Pittsburgh, also compared nationally. It's over 90%, in the 90 percentile. So the school system there is, again, Pittsburgh Metro. It's not highly ranked at all, but neither is Philadelphia's school system either. There are actually metal detectors, even in the elementary schools here, but there are a lot of great people that live there, a lot of people that do care and try their best, so don't forget that. All right, now listen, I promised you a bonus, but my bonus is going to be some sort of a bonus to you. If you could pick out one of the worst areas to live in Pennsylvania, I will be awarding a prize to you, and I'll even do a video about it if you want it, or I could just give a prize. It's up to you. But I'm Gregory Martier, your local real estate expert. Coming at you here in the greater Philadelphia area. We got you covered in and out of the city. We're talking about the worst places to live in Pennsylvania today. If you want us to talk about something else, hit that subscribe and hit that bell notification. Also, hit us up with a text, an email, or a comment down below. Appreciate you taking the time out and to watch our video today. I hope you like it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, hit that thumbs up button anyway. Anyhow, have a great day.